Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today we're delving into a haunting case. While addiction often feels like the end, it doesn't have to be. Many people, including former alcoholics, manage to overcome their battles, reintegrate into society, build families, and help others facing similar challenges. Nicole Pitts was one such person, her life marked by resilience but ending in tragedy. Nicole's story began in King County, Washington, on February 26, 1973. Despite her parents' separation during her school years, Nicole appeared to have a promising future. She was an active, social child who thrived in sports and became known for her charm and genuine friendships. She loved spending summers at Lake Sammamish near Seattle, a cherished retreat. After graduating from high school, Nicole attended Western Washington College, where she studied public relations. Her love for fitness led her to become a trainer at a local sports club, where she gained respect among peers and built a loyal following. Her ambition drove her to pursue additional education and management roles, eventually securing a position at a well-known mobile communications company. Beneath her upbeat and friendly demeanor, Nicole battled a profound internal struggle. The trauma from her parents' divorce left deep scars, and she turned to alcohol to cope. Her addiction spiraled over the years, damaging both her physical and mental health. For a while, Nicole's struggles went unnoticed, even by her mother, Gail, who was a flight attendant with a busy schedule. Nicole lived with her elderly grandmother, and her addiction remained hidden. When Gail eventually discovered her daughter's troubles, she rallied to support her. Together, they began therapy and attended Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, with Gail's partner, Rod, offering his unwavering encouragement. Nicole was dedicated to her recovery, attending every session and soon conquering her addiction. However, years of alcohol abuse had taken a toll on her health, leading to severe pancreatic issues that required surgery and left her unable to conceive. In the mid-90s, as Nicole embraced sobriety, she met her future husband, David. They began a romance that blossomed despite their 4-year age difference. After 8 years together, they married in a simple ceremony in Hawaii in 2002, surrounded only by close friends and family. The couple settled in Linwood, Washington, and gradually built a comfortable life together. Known for her friendliness, Nicole quickly developed strong connections in her neighborhood and adopted several dogs, pouring her maternal instincts into caring for them. Neighbors described Nicole and David as an ideal couple, often seen walking their dogs and sharing happy moments together. Nicole's culinary talents brought additional warmth to their home as she impressed friends and delighted David with her home-cooked meals. However, in 2006, just before her 33rd birthday, Nicole suddenly vanished. Her disappearance immediately raised alarm, as she missed an AA meeting, a commitment she rarely broke. What followed was a 6-year investigation, uncovering a meticulously orchestrated crime that ultimately led to a suspect being brought to justice. Court proceedings lasted another year to ensure a lengthy incarceration for the perpetrator. Although the crime initially seemed carefully concealed, small details unraveled, and years of investigation finally pieced together a full narrative. While addiction can feel insurmountable, it isn't always the end. Many, including former alcoholics, overcome their battles, rebuild their lives, and go on to help others facing similar struggles. Nicole Pitts was one such person. Her journey was a testament to resilience, but it ended in tragedy. Nicole's story began in King County, Washington, on February 26, 1973. Despite her parents' separation during her school years, she had a promising future. An active, social child, Nicole thrived in sports, became known for her charm, and built meaningful friendships. She loved summers at Lake Sammamish near Seattle, where she spent many happy days. After high school, she attended Western Washington College, where she pursued public relations. Her love for fitness led her to become a trainer at a local sports club, gaining respect from her peers and building a loyal clientele. Her ambitions eventually led her to a prominent position at a mobile communications company. Beneath her friendly and outgoing demeanor, Nicole fought a profound internal struggle. The trauma of her parents' divorce left deep scars, and she found solace in alcohol, spiraling into addiction over time. The battle with alcohol eroded her physical and mental health, remaining hidden even from her mother, Gail, a flight attendant with a demanding schedule. Living with her grandmother, Nicole's addiction went unnoticed until Gail eventually became aware of her struggles. She and Gail sought help together through therapy and Alcoholics Anonymous, with Gail's partner, Rod, providing steadfast support. Nicole was committed to her recovery, swiftly overcoming her addiction. However, years of alcohol abuse had left lasting damage, including severe pancreatic issues that required surgery and an inability to conceive. In the mid-90s, Nicole crossed paths with her future husband, David. The two shared an instant connection, and despite a 4-year age difference, they began a romance. After nearly 8 years, they married in a simple ceremony in Hawaii in 2002, surrounded by close friends and family. The couple settled in Linwood, Washington, and gradually built a comfortable life together. Known for her friendliness, Nicole quickly made connections in the neighborhood, often adopting animals, especially dogs, to care for with maternal affection. David and Nicole were seen as an ideal couple, often walking their dogs together, radiating happiness. Nicole's culinary talents added warmth to their home, impressing friends and delighting David. However, just before her 33rd birthday in 2006, Nicole vanished without a trace. Her absence from an AAA meeting, something she rarely missed, raised immediate alarm. Concern grew when she failed to show up at work the following day, sparking worry among her colleagues and, most distressingly, in her mother, Gail. David, aware of a minor disagreement he had with Nicole the day before, initially thought she might be taking some time to herself. But as the evening wore on with no word from her, he, too, grew worried. Despite her family's mounting concerns, the police initially dismissed the case, citing her status as an adult and the short time since her disappearance. However, when another day passed with no sign of Nicole, authorities initiated a search, starting from the couple's residence, where she had last been seen. The search revealed no clues of foul play or abduction, and her vehicle was also missing, suggesting a voluntary departure. Speculation grew that Nicole might have left voluntarily, possibly due to marital tension, or that she had relapsed, perhaps from using strong painkillers prescribed for a back injury. Despite the distressing possibilities, her family clung to hope, refusing to assume the worst and remaining optimistic about her return. Nicole's mother and stepfather launched their own efforts, utilizing social media and organizing community assistance to distribute flyers and gather any information. They even flew to Linwood to personally oversee the search. As law enforcement continued their investigation, they combed the area for Nicole and her vehicle, attempting to trace its path on the day she went missing. Days later, a jogger discovered the mutilated body of a young woman in a local park. Authorities quickly arrived at the scene, discerning evidence of a violent crime. The woman's body bore severe physical trauma, with asphyxiation identified as the cause of death. Law enforcement confirmed the devastating truth: Nicole had been murdered. The discovery of her body was a crushing blow for her family. When Gail saw her daughter's lifeless form in the morgue, she was so overwhelmed with grief that she needed medical assistance. Rod, too, was visibly distraught, though some observed his demeanor as unusual. Law enforcement, meanwhile, continued the search for her missing vehicle, believing it might contain clues leading to the killer. Weeks later, Nicole's vehicle, a gray Volkswagen Polo, was found abandoned in a city parking lot. The car, initially overlooked by security staff unaware of its connection to the case, was seized by police for thorough analysis. However, the car yielded nothing significant: no signs of struggle, no blood, and no evidence of forced entry. DNA and fingerprints found were only from Nicole and David. Authorities remained hesitant to return the vehicle to David, believing critical evidence might still be hidden. Although initially considering carjacking, they dismissed this theory as the vehicle had been abandoned quickly, without signs of altercation. The brutality of Nicole's murder suggested a personal motive or deep-seated animosity. Yet this was at odds with Nicole's sociable nature and lack of enemies, leaving investigators grappling with a haunting mystery and a tragic loss that devastated all who knew her. The tragic story of Nicole Pitts highlights a life filled with resilience, love, and a final, devastating betrayal. This story starts in King County, Washington, where Nicole was born on February 26, 1973. Raised in a loving yet fractured family, Nicole faced many challenges, but she didn't let her past define her. She was athletic, social, and a natural leader. After high school, she attended Western Washington College to study public relations, later becoming a fitness trainer, where she earned admiration for her kindness and determination. Despite her promising career, Nicole struggled with a personal battle: addiction. Nicole's family life had been turbulent, with her parents' divorce leaving deep scars. She found comfort in alcohol, but over time, her addiction started to damage her physical and mental health. Even her mother, Gail, who was often away working as a flight attendant, was unaware of her struggles. But when the truth came out, Gail was supportive, and together they sought help. Through therapy, Alcoholics Anonymous, and her mother's unwavering support, Nicole managed to overcome her addiction. But the years of alcohol abuse had left lasting damage, affecting her pancreas and, ultimately, her ability to conceive. In the mid-90s, Nicole met David, a man she initially saw as her soulmate. The couple had a long courtship, eventually marrying in Hawaii in 2002. They moved to Linwood, Washington, where they settled into a seemingly perfect life. Nicole, known for her warmth and generosity, quickly made friends and even became known for adopting and caring for animals, especially dogs. On the outside, their life appeared harmonious, with neighbors and friends seeing them as a model couple. However, beneath the surface, there were cracks in their relationship that would eventually lead to tragedy. On the morning of her 33rd birthday, in 2006, Nicole went missing. Concerned friends noted her absence at a local Alcoholics Anonymous meeting she never missed. The next day, she also failed to appear at work, causing growing concern. Her mother, Gail, reached out repeatedly but received no response. David, aware of a minor disagreement he'd had with Nicole the day before, initially assumed she needed some space. But as hours passed with no word, he too began to worry. Despite the family's mounting concerns, law enforcement initially dismissed their fears, suggesting that she might have left on her own accord. But as days went by, a search began, starting at their residence, where Nicole was last seen. Nothing in their home or surrounding area suggested foul play. Her car was also missing, hinting she may have voluntarily left, though this was out of character. Investigators speculated that Nicole might have left following a marital dispute, or perhaps she had relapsed into addiction, turning back to alcohol after years of sobriety. As rumors circulated, her family held on to hope, but they couldn't ignore a disturbing thought: Nicole might not be coming home. Days later, a jogger discovered a woman's body in a local park. Forensic analysis confirmed the worst: Nicole had been murdered. She had been strangled, her body bearing signs of brutal trauma, though investigators found no indication of sexual violence. As they processed the scene, the police began piecing together a troubling theory. Nicole's mother, Gail, identified her daughter's body, and the family's grief was compounded by frustration as the police continued to keep certain details from them. Nicole's husband, David, who had initially been very involved, began to distance himself from the investigation. Over time, he cut off contact with Nicole's family, remarried, and even fathered a child, leaving Gail hurt and suspicious of his motives. In their search for answers, Nicole's family hired a private investigator, offering a reward to encourage anyone with information to come forward. Yet the case grew cold, seemingly destined to remain unsolved. Over time, suspicion fell heavily on David. His behavior became more erratic, and troubling information began to surface. Surveillance footage from a gas station showed a man resembling David using Nicole's bank card after her disappearance. Although the man was disguised, his movements matched David's build, raising further suspicion. Inside Nicole's abandoned car, investigators found no other fingerprints or DNA besides those of David and Nicole, making it unlikely a third party had been involved. Meanwhile, family members came forward, sharing details about David's disturbing behavior. Nicole's marriage had not been as perfect as it seemed. David had a pattern of socializing in bars, often using Nicole's earnings to fund his lifestyle. Despite her attempts to encourage him to attend AA meetings, David ignored her advice. He had also engaged in extramarital affairs, one of which became so brazen that he brought his mistress to the home he shared with Nicole. This incident, which Nicole walked in on unexpectedly, caused a significant rift in their marriage. The betrayal and financial strain weighed heavily on Nicole, who confided in her mother, Gail, about her unhappiness. Gail urged her to leave David, but Nicole stayed, hoping he would change. After her death, David moved quickly to claim a substantial life insurance payout, which he used to support his new partner, Jane. Gail suspected that Jane might have been involved in Nicole's murder, but with no evidence, Jane was only called as a witness. Years later, in 2013, David was arrested as the prime suspect in Nicole's murder. He agreed to a polygraph test, which he failed. investigators pieced together details that had previously been overlooked. Surveillance footage at the gas station showed the man who used Nicole's card wearing a disguise, making identification difficult, yet his height and build matched David's. Additionally, advancements in technology revealed that signals from David's phone matched the location where Nicole's phone had been used after her death. At David's trial, his defense team argued that the evidence was circumstantial and insufficient to prove guilt. But as the prosecution presented more incriminating evidence, his defense team shifted tactics, attempting to portray David as a victim of Nicole's alleged struggles with addiction. Friends and family refuted these claims, testifying to Nicole's strength and resilience. Ultimately, the jury found David guilty. He was sentenced to the maximum term allowable by state law minus 18 years in prison, though he may be eligible for parole in 2025. For Nicole's family, the conviction provided a measure of closure, though the pain of her loss remained. This tragic story serves as a somber reminder of the hidden struggles some face and the lengths they go to keep hope alive, even in the darkest times.